Croatia thought they had just rescued their World Cup. Deep into stoppage time against Portugal, the ball hit the net, the Croatian players celebrated, and for a few seconds, it looked like the game was tied. Then VAR stepped in. The goal was ruled out for offside. But this decision was not as simple as people think. The obvious part is Croatia's number 15, Mario Pašalić. When Croatia's number 20, Matanović, heads the ball toward him, Pašalić is clearly ahead of the ball and ahead of the second-last defender. So from that moment, yes, he is in an offside position. But that is not the real controversy. The real controversy happens immediately after that header. Portugal defender Renato Veiga, number 13, makes contact with the ball. And this is where everything changes. The key question is this: was Veiga's touch a deliberate play on the ball, or was it just a deflection? Because if it was a deliberate play, then Pašalić is no longer offside. The ball would be considered played by a Portuguese defender. But if it was only a deflection, then the original Croatian header still counts as the moment of judgment. And in that case, Pašalić is offside. That is why this decision is so controversial. On the broadcast, they argued that Veiga was ducking to avoid the ball, so the touch could not be deliberate. But I'm not fully convinced by that explanation. A defender inside his own penalty area is not usually just trying to avoid the ball. He is trying to stop danger. At the same time, I also cannot say with certainty that Veiga deliberately played it. There was almost no time to react after the Croatian header. So personally, I think the touch was probably not deliberate. And because of that, I think the offside decision was probably correct. But this was not a black and white offside call. This was a judgment call, and that is the part the broadcast did not explain well enough. They showed the VAR screen and the smart ball sensor graph, confirming that Croatia's number 20 touched the ball. But that was never the real question. Everyone could already see that Matanović touched it. The real question was Veiga's touch. Was it a deliberate defensive action, or just a deflection? That is the moment they needed to explain. They should have shown the full sequence clearly: the original cross, the Croatian header, the position of Pašalić, and then Veiga's touch. But in the referee's VAR announcement, Veiga was not even mentioned. The explanation was basically, Croatia number 20 touched the ball and headed it toward the goal scorer. Final decision? Offside. Technically, that explains the offside position, but it does not explain the controversy. Because from the footage, Veiga clearly touches the ball. The debate is whether that touch resets the play or not. That is the whole argument. So yes, Pašalić was in an offside position. And yes, the decision may have been correct. But the explanation was incomplete. In a World Cup knockout game, with a stoppage time equalizer taken away, fans deserve more than just the final answer. They deserve to understand why.